the only miracle that happens to Jesus, besides the resurrection, of course. But, and I'm about to say something a little bit unconventional. Who cares? Jesus doesn't really need a miracle. We need the miracle. I mean, we're up on the mountain, and we've got 3 live people, 2 dead people, and a day-glow Jesus. This is seriously why Transfiguration Sunday. I mean, where does this leave us? Everything about Transfiguration Sunday seems so far beyond our grasp of what normal is. We want, and maybe we actually need, to be able to see ourselves in the story for it to make sense. I think this is why movies and books capture our attention so much, because we want to be able to identify with the character. We want their love story to be our love story. We want their new adventure to be our adventure. Well, I have no idea with whom or what to identify with in these mountaintop stories. We've got Moses, who goes up there for 40 days and 40 nights. Cooper even said to me when we were sitting back there, that's a long time to be up on a mountain. I mean, the only thing I ever get from camping is a couple of s'mores and some mosquito bites. Moses, he goes into a cloud with God. I can't even begin to identify with that. And then we have Elijah, and he's the guy who gets sucked up into heaven in a fiery chariot. Again, it's not ever been my experience. And then we have Peter and James and John, who go up the mountain with Jesus. And there's Elijah and Moses, the 2 dead guys. I still am having a hard time seeing myself in the story. Which leads me to the bottom of the mountain. Now I'm not talking about what happens after Moses and Joshua actually go back down the mountain. And I'm not talking about after Jesus and Peter and James and John actually go back down the mountain. I'm talking about the people at the bottom of the mountain. What are they doing when everybody else, when Jesus is up there on the top of the mountain? What are they thinking? Because I'm fairly convinced that they're standing there saying, what in the world is going on up there? It's possible that I'm jealous. It's possible that I would really like for those experiences to be my experiences. And I may date myself here, but I envision, before they get all scared, before they're on the ground, I envision this sort of REM, shiny, happy people kind of thing going on, where everybody's dancing and they're happy and they have brightly colored clothes. I mean, why in the world would they want to leave? But that vision, that shiny, happy people vision, seems pretty elusive. I feel like if I could just be up there on the mountain, then maybe it would all be clear. Maybe it would all make sense. Because I'd be happier if Jesus was transfigured before our very eyes, down here, and not on a mountain. And you know why I wish that? I wish that because most of life seems more like Illinois or Iowa. It's just flat. Because even if we've had mountaintop experiences, even if we've had those moments in our lives that we can point to and say, oh, that was it. That was it for me. That was my transfiguration moment. They certainly aren't the norm. And it certainly never seems like everybody ends up on the mountain all at the same time. And so these are my initial thoughts on Transfiguration Sunday. But then as Peter sort of stumbles around, I'm really glad. And I'm not glad for Peter, but I'm selfishly glad for myself. I'm selfishly glad for you. Because that would have been me. And Moses and Elijah, they leave, and it's quiet, and it's sort of normal again, and all that's left is Jesus. And I feel like, okay, this I can get a grasp on. Because being up the mountain doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because I don't understand all that glitter and glow. But being down the mountain doesn't make a lot of sense either, because don't we really just want to be there with Jesus? And so I'm wondering if we're not really meant to get kind of caught up in this top of the mountain, bottom of the mountain kind of experience. I actually think we're supposed to be left in wonder and mystery, asking ourselves what's going on and where do we belong. Because our natural human inclination is to cling to what we know, which may be, at least in my case, why I struggle so much with the Transfiguration. Tempted to cling to what we know, trusting that which we can't fully comprehend is really hard. But the truth is that the mystical experience is at the very heart of our faith also. It lies at the heart of what we believe in. We're not meant to understand. We're meant to trust. But we are meaning-making machines. We like to understand. We like to figure things out. We like to make sense of everything. This sort of line between revelation and concealment, between confusion and comprehension, between meaning and mystery, may just be exactly what we need to recognize on this Transfiguration Sunday. Because in allowing the mystery to be, we will receive an unexpected gift while standing at the foot of the mountain. Because if we're at the foot of the mountain, soon enough, we won't be standing at the foot of the mountain. Soon enough, we'll be standing at the foot of the cross. And we will look up and we will think, what is the meaning of this? What in the world just happened? So maybe if we could hold on to this feeling, today's feeling of wonder and curiosity, and hold at bay whether or not it actually happened in this way. Or hold at bay all the questions of why is it this way. Then we'll be able to stand at the foot of the cross, not with the question of what is happening, but with hopeful anticipation of what will happen next. I know I shy away from the Transfiguration.